And we start to get confused. So the first step is to start to realize that you are not, you get overwhelmed by how much energy you get. Because it's not yours. Your energy is not yours. It's your soul's energy. They feel you. They feel and you tell them believe, but you don't believe, they can believe. So love people the way they are and help them to become the best version of themselves. We see the things not how the things are, we see the things as we are. And that's true for myself and that's true for you.
Immature people see things only from their perspective. And mature people have the ability to see things from the perspective of others. That's the difference between immaturity and maturity.
So if you connect to their desire and you help them to achieve what they want to achieve, you're going to be blessed over your head 1,000 times more. And we don't know what we carry. We don't know what we're made of. We have a mind, we have a soul, we have a body, we have a spiritual channel, and we forget about all of that. Connect to who you really are. Connect to that source. I have a question for you. Do you have anything in your life right now that you really want to get, to have, or to be with, to become something that you say, I just wish to get at that level, at that height, or to become this version of myself. I would like it so much. Well, that's amazing. But from where we are and where we want to get, there is a gap. And many people fail to go through this valley, to go through this process. There are 3 reasons why people fail to get from where they are to where they want to get. And today I'm going to teach you 5 steps that are going to help you to build one skill that is going to change your life and is going to change the way you get from point A to point B. But for a second, let's go back to those 3 reasons. Why do people fail to get there? And imagine wherever you want to get is a mountain. It's something big, it's something that just, it's so far and it's so hard to get there. How can I get there? Then number 1 reason why people stop when they start together is because they always look for a shortcut. They always look for something that is going to leverage and is going to somehow miraculously help them to get there. They just don't want to go through it. And there is a reason to it. They would like to, but they say, can I get faster? Can someone just bring me there? If they just knew about this skill, they wouldn't think this way. The second reason why people don't get to the mountain, they don't get to climb the mountain, is because they want the mountain to get closer to them. They just want to be here. They have such a great impression of themselves. They have such a great self-esteem or self-image about themselves. Their ego is so big. We've been there. Who hasn't? They wait for the mountain to come closer to them, and they wait, wake up, go hello, good morning, past 20 years, 35 years, and they still talk about the mountain. Why the mountain isn't moving. And there is the third reason. The third reason is people start to make the first steps towards the mountain, but then they say, I'm not strong enough, I'm not good enough, I'm not trained enough, I don't have the tools that I need to get there. And they change the mountain and they say, I'm going to be all right with a hill. And they get on a hill, but inside their heart is always the mountain. And they live in this state of resentment. I should have got aim higher. I should have followed the mountain. Why did I stop? Well, there is one skill that is going to change your life. Because we all know when we start to approach the mountain, we realize one thing, especially after we start to make the first steps. I remember for almost a decade, I've been a personal trainer helping people to get in shape and motivating them and inspiring them. And there is one thing I remember about myself that when I learned the fundamentals at the beginning, I say, now I'm going to change the world. Now I'm ready. Let's go. But then after you make the first steps, you realize one thing, that seemingly you're getting closer, but you're also getting further, because you say, oh my gosh, I thought I'm good at this, I'm good at that. I thought I'm good at managing my anger, my emotions. I thought I'm good at inspiring. I thought I'm a good listener. I thought that I'm going to be a great leader for my team. I thought I'm going to be so disciplined, but actually, don't like what I'm made of. And I really want to change it somehow, but it's hard. I don't know how. And oh my gosh, I'm not going to get there. The mountain is too far. Well, good news. Today's video is about this skill. What is this magnificent skill that is going to change your life? Is leadership. And before you start to think, it's such a big word, it's a buzzword, leadership, I just want to get to my mountain. Tell me, how can I get there? You see, every single day you make a decision, 2, 3, 4, you make thousands of decisions in your subconscious, unconsciously, or consciously. And every single time you make a decision, what that makes you and me? When we make decisions, who are we? We are leaders. Whether you're leading your thinking process or your emotional reaction or processing, whether you're about to make a decision in your business, in your life, in your job, in your personality, and maybe in your behavior, there is a decision. You have multiple choices, but you have to choose one. That is leadership. To make faster and better decisions, inspiring yourself and others. And it starts with self-leadership. And if we can get better at leading every process that we have in our lives, rather than losing ourselves into details and getting scared about the mountain, the faster we get there. And the mountain in the end is not going to be such a big mountain. And you'll get there and you'll say, how lucky I was that I watched that video about leadership. So today I want to share with you 5 baby steps that are going to help you to develop this skill. And I promise you one thing, that when I learned it, when I started to apply it, when I started to share it with others, and when I started to see how this is changing people's lives, I say, you know, when you have something that you really like and you really want to share it with others, and you say, have a taste of it. It's so good. You have no idea. That's exactly the spot where I am right now. So let's dive into these 5 baby steps that are going to change your life. Man, the promise is big. But so is the mountain. So how do we get there? Welcome to Explore Self. My name is Alexandr. I'm going to be your friend today during these 30-40 minutes. Hopefully, maybe 50. We'll see how many stories I can remember and share with you an example. So let's have this conversation, because I'm going to have some questions for yourself. I wanted you to think, maybe you want to pause the video, think about it before you jump forward. Here is where we master wisdom and leadership for business and life. It's for entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, beginner entrepreneurs, small business owners, but also for everyone that really want to elevate in such a way their thinking, and they want to become that version of themselves, which seems impossible. It seems impossible. When we start to look at where we want to get, we say, that's hard. I don't know how to get there. It seems impossible. Well, it's not so impossible. I already presented myself. Hello again. So become the impossible version of yourself by mastering the possible. What if you could already start applying everything that you already know? I assure you one thing, that most people have the answers already. They have great questions, and they really want to confront these topics with others, with their coach, with their leader, with their mentor. But their answers 90% of the time are within themselves. And I assure you one thing, that you already have 90% of your answers are already there. They just need to be brought up. If you could just start already doing what you already know you have to do, I assure you one thing, you would get so much faster already towards the mountain, towards that destination that you are looking for. We ignore this thing and we focus on the impossible. But today I want to change the way you think, and you start to look at what you already have, at what you already are, so that you can already start to apply that, so that you can get wherever you want to get. Project the future. This is not the step we're going to get in the step in just a second. project the future according to the impossible and start with the possible, and let these 5 questions guide you along the way. Because there are statements, but there are also in the form of the questions. Now, here's the good news. I hear it so often. What if we focus on the what and got crystal clear about it? What do you think would happen to the how? So here's a question to you. Okay, let's think about it. If you could just get super clear, because again, here's one thing. Most people really have an idea about the mountain, but they don't have a clear understanding about what's the mountain that I want to climb. And my dear friend, I want you to get crystal clear about how does the mountain look. And if it's impossible, amazing. That's great. And we'll see why during today's video. So what do you think would happen to the how? If we could just think about the what do you want to hear? Maybe people say, probably you're saying the same thing. Man, the how, I would just find it. I would just find a way. If I could just get clear about the what. Here's one thing. I don't really believe so, because we might say we've gone crazy, but what else did you expect? The mind is just doing its job. Be grateful that you are sane and keep embracing the craziness. Because here's the thing, we started to say that, if I just could focus on the what, then the how would get much clearer and I would find a way. But that's all a bit crazy, because impossible, it's still impossible. Your brain might say, all right, I've got crystal clear about what I want to build or where I want to get, but how? How can I get there? Congratulations, you're sane. Your brain is doing its job. And it's telling you, how are you going to get there? Don't get discouraged. Because your mind is the first one that we're going to talk about. Here's the first step in mastering the leadership skill. Train your mind to use your mind. The ultimate battle is between your mind and your soul. What does it mean? Train your mind to use your mind. We are so focused on what the mind says, and we forget about one thing, that the mind is not what you really have to focus on what your mind tells you. For example, look, if you have a bowl of soup and you have a spoon, so you need a spoon in order to eat the soup. Well, do you become a spoon when you are about to eat the soup? Kind of, but not. It becomes part of you, but you don't become it, and it doesn't become you. It's an extension of you. And you need a spoon to eat the soup, but you don't become the spoon. You manage the spoon in such a way that you can feed yourself or you can enjoy that soup. Most people start to think that they are the spoon. And they're wondering why the spoon has this form, why the spoon is just staying there and doesn't bring the soup to my mouth. Well, there is something within you that tells you about the mountain. You look at the soup and say, oh, I would like to enjoy it. But the spoon says, I'm here. If you're looking for me, I'm right there. You gotta take me, use me, manage me, so that I can do my job and bring the soup closer to your mouth. It's the same role. It's the simplest example that I could have, I usually use, and I could have invented. It's so simple. You are not your mind. We have to train ourselves to use the mind, as we also train ourselves to use the spoon. If you start to believe that you are your mind, then your mind is going to go crazy. And this next step that I'm going to share with you today, we're going to see exactly why. I'm going to have a crazy question then. We have to learn to train our mind to use the mind. And you might say, okay, wait a second. If I'm about to use the mind, then who's using the mind? Who does the training on the mind? Okay, good. I have another question. When you decide to get hungry, do you? Do you decide to get hungry? And you say, let me get hungry. No, you just get hungry. So means that you have something, which you already now figured out, it's your body. And your body does something and creates the intention, the need, and then this need is processed by your mind. And then you start to look for solutions of how can you satisfy that need. So are you fully your body? Not really, because if you could decide in your mind that I don't want to get hungry, your body will say, okay, good luck with that. Let's see you in 3-4 hours. So you have something that's already not you, but is part of you, of the whole self, and that's your body. Okay, so now we can already understand a couple of things. We have a mind. It is mine. It is me, but it's not me. Then I also have a body, and the body has some needs. All right, so now we are three. Now we are three. I have the body that has some needs. I have the mind that I can use in order to satisfy what my body tells me. But who's still watching? Who's still deciding? That's your soul. Now we're getting a little bit deeper into, not so much into the leadership. We start to go a little bit deeper in ourselves. And if it's something new to you, and you maybe heard about, yeah, I do have a soul, but what is this? Your unconscious and your soul, there is a little world, a big world within ourselves that have there is the passion that's already within you. It's a seed of passion. You have a dream, you have a desire. They don't always come from the mind. They come from somewhere deeper. And I'm not going to go now too deep into that. But I just want to invite you to have this framework. Okay, there is me and there is my mind. So whoever is, and it's not today's video about that, but you are something more than your mind, and your mind is something that he can train to use. Because the intention of this step is to help you to build this gap between where you are and your mind. So that I want to ignite in you this desire to start to watch your mind, to start to see that whenever your mind tells you that, oh, somebody is not a good person, or this is impossible to be done, or that's too crazy, or you have to understand one thing, that that's your mind speaking. And you are seeing, you can see, you watch your mind. But if you do not have this awareness of who you are, then you start seeing that you are your mind. And then you get crazy. You lose your mind because your mind gets crazy. You start to bring input in your mind, and your mind says, oh, I'm crazy. I can process so much and so fast, and you have so many requests. I can process them at the same time. And we start to get confused. So the first step is to start to realize that you are not your mind. Your mind is helping you. Whomever says, I think, therefore I am, they knew a lot, but not enough about the human nature. So what's the next one? So before we move to the next one, the ultimate battle is between your mind and your soul. Use your mind to realize your soul's mission. So you have a mission that your soul wants to accomplish, and the mind says, that's crazy. The mountain is too big. Don't believe it. Don't trust it. Don't listen to it. Use it to build a process, a chain between where you are and where you want to get. And if you want to go a little bit more into detail, then go to Exploraself I'm going to share a QR code in the end, and there's a link in the description below. There's a free program, Hack Your Mind Before It Hacks You, which is going to help you a little bit about this reverse thinking and how to connect this bridge. So we're not going to focus too much on it right now. That's the battle, and we have to win it. This is the first baby step into the leadership. The decisions are going to be made with the help of your mind, but you don't have to trust the decision process to your mind. Tell your mind what's the outcome that you're looking out of a decision, so that your mind can analyze and bring you the best scenario to you. Of course, there is much more to it, but let's move forward. It's not about how much you know or even what you know. It's about what you believe in everything you know. Because I can bring all the information you need in order to get from point A to point B. But it's not about how much you know. You have your ChatGPT. You can open it and find, oh, here's how we get it. But if you don't believe it, you say, that's not for me. There are the giants of the past generations. They were good. They were smart. But who am I? My friend, you and I can be the next giants for the next generations. They were like us. Ambitious people with a dream, crazy enough to go after their dream. So, the first step is to train your mind, to use your mind. Let's get detached from our minds. Second step. What do you think is not what you could think. Mindset is mindset. What do you think is not what you could think. What does it mean? Just to understand it fully. I have a question for you now. Think about, you have 5 seconds to think. Think about the fastest way to put a chair on a fire. It's crazy, but let's think about it. Okay, go. 5. Okay, you got it. So maybe you thought about, what have you thought about? Okay, don't tell me, don't try it, and don't do it. But you thought about, how can I put a chair on a fire? You take a lighter, or maybe you put something on it so that you can some gas, some diesel. We can put something on it that can burn even faster. All right, that's what he thought. Maybe you took a fire gun. You see, you didn't need to think about it. But if you ask your mind, then your mind thinks about it. You have to realize one thing, that mindset is setting your mind for something. It's not a gift that one has and somebody doesn't. And say, I don't have a great mindset. I'm not great. I'm not gifted enough. Or maybe I don't have what it takes, or I haven't been born in a rich family, or all the stories that we tell to ourselves, that my childhood, that my colleagues, that we find everybody to blame, but not the fact that we are free to set our minds. And you're free to do it. You can set your mind to whatever you want. Now ask yourself, what is the fastest way to help someone, and you have 5 minutes to do it? But now you have 5 seconds to think about it. Go right now. Think. Good. You got it. What's the fastest way? Maybe you go on the street and say, you want to ask them something. Hey, can I help you? Or maybe you open a door to someone. It's like, can I help you with something else? Or maybe you go to the grocery store and you ask someone that is struggling and say, like, can I help you? Maybe you have someone in your team and you want to go to them and say, can I do this task for you? Or like, let's do it together. So there are a gazillions of ways to help someone if we just would ask. Now here's the thing. If you ask your mind, how can I help someone? Then your mind answers, here's the fastest way. Then you have 5 minutes. Okay, good. That's what we can do. All right. So you see, this is mindset. That you can set your mind on a way or on another. And if you are a great leader, then you have to start to realize that I can make a decision about what do I want to set my mind into or onto. I'm free to make the decisions that are going to set my mind. All right? So this is the second baby step that is going to change your life. When you start to realize that you can set your mind the way you want, that's amazing. Now, of course, you might have questions about, but who's the one that wants? And that's a deeper conversation. There's some other videos. Maybe I'm going to put a note here on the video. We can go a little bit deeper. But here's the focus on this managing and making decisions. And these are the steps that are going to help you to not allow your mind to control you, but to start to make wise decisions and to not get scared of your mind. All right, what's the next one? Are you enjoying this? Or maybe this is something that you already know and you say, I already know this, but how? Well, it's easy. Go to exploraselfmba.com, hack your mind before it hacks you, join the program, create your student account. It's free, totally free. Go to it. And there we go, much slower and much more detail. Understand that if you could have changed the way you think, others can change the way they think too. So now we're getting a little bit outward from our inner world towards the outer world. If you can set your mind according to your desires and your dreams, means that others also can change the way they think. So if you have a colleague, you have a friend, and it's a good friend, but they're stuck to some beliefs, to some ideas, and you want to help them, and you already have the tools. So maybe you have someone in your team, and you see that they're struggling about what this belief that they have about themselves, that maybe they're not good enough, or they cannot get higher or perform better. It's because they believe that. It's not about that they don't know. It's about what they believe about what they know. And this is also true about us, and it's true about everyone. If I could have changed the way I think, oh, good news! Everybody is available or could change if the right tools are in front of them. So when you start leading your inner world, then you'll realize one thing, that in order to get to that mountain, you can't get there by yourself. You need some help. You've got to put more talents together. And when you're going to share your plan or your story or your dream with someone that's going to be your partner, or maybe your investor, or maybe your team, then they're going to be get discouraged, and they're not going to believe you about what you have to propose. Don't get discouraged. Inspire them and help them to believe, because if you could have changed, everybody can change. Isn't this amazing? I think this realization can really bring a huge shift in our life, because we start to realize that everything is possible if we start to believe it. And that's amazing. The step number 3, inspiring is in not injecting. Force change leads to changing the force. Leading change awakens the power. Get to the origins of human desire and explore people's hidden room. Deep down, each of us knows what needs to be done. Let's not confuse inspiring with injecting, forcing someone to believe what we believe. When we start to do that, we lose them. Why? Because the force changes. Force change leads to changing the force. It's not anymore inspiration. It's more manipulation. It's more bending someone. Someone is forcing someone to act as someone as they are not. And that's not building a great team. So how do we do that? We've got to get to the origins of the human's desire and explore that. If we can connect to people's inner rooms, there is where the magic happens. When you start to connect to someone's heart, there where the magic happens. Even if they don't believe, even if they're not ready, even if they tell you that you're crazy, even whatever they might say, if we can connect to their desire, why are they here? Why are they part of our team? Why are they part of this mission? If their mission is not aligned with our mission, well, sooner or later, they're going to leave. And then we say, everybody abandons me. Nobody is with me on the same line. Nobody believes in. Yeah, because sometimes we lack the belief, but sometimes we forget about connecting to other people's hearts. And we want to convince them of what we see. But when you start to be a great leader and you start to see things before, and you start to see more of the things before others see them, we cannot just inject it. So let's not force it. Let's connect. Connect to the people that you want to be part of your team. Connect with those people that you need. Find them. Seek people that are going to help you to get there. If the mountain is really a big mountain, for the sake of challenging, you can challenge yourself to get there by yourself. But when we start to realize that that's not about ourselves, but it's about the huge, beautiful, big mountain that is going to change other people's lives too, and I'm sure whatever you want is about changing lives. Whatever is your service, whether it's your product, if you're an entrepreneur, whatever is your job, you understand one thing, that your impact changes lives. And if whatever we do is that in the business of changing lives, we need others to connect with. And I know it's hard. And I know it's not easy, because when we are focused on our struggles, when we are focused on our problems, when we are focused on our beliefs that are telling us that, you can't, what do we do? We start to have this fight between our mind and our souls, and we focus on this pain. And we say, I just want to be able to believe my dream, and I really want to conquer my fears. I really want to, and that's great. That's what we have to. But let's not stop there and see one thing, that even if we're not perfect, which we're not, but even if we're not perfect, a little bit good of mine, a little bit good of yours, and a little bit of good of somebody else, together we make, exponential greatness. Exponential greatness. So let's not focus so much on what we lack. Let's focus more on the mission, on the vision that we have. And let's focus more on the lives that are going to be touched and changed through your business, through your service, through you being you, believing in whatever you want to believe, whatever is your mountain that you want to climb. All right. So let's not force it. Let's inspire. Share your story, share your dreams, share your mission, share your struggles, so that people can connect to you, and then they can start to see what you see, so that they can believe what you believe. That's the power of the leader. All right. I remember I was 19 or 20. And I said, I want to become a bodybuilder, but I don't have a bodybuilder structure. I'm tall, so it's hard to build muscles. And I felt like, my friends told me, what are you doing? Let this thing alone. But, the need was so much to prove to myself that I can do the impossible, that for me was impossible. And that was one of these life-changing moments where I won the contest and I said, wow, I believed and it happened. Anyway, I know you might say this is a very little thing, but what's the difference? Every single day we're faced with the same thing. We want something bigger. We want to aim higher, but we struggle to believe it. And that's not good. We gotta get over our fears and lead our decisions in such a way that we not only get there, but along the way, we're going to go through the process. We're going to become ready for that mountain that we want to climb. Because we're never ready to climb the mountain. We never skilled enough in order to climb that mountain. But we become along the way. Isn't that this amazing? Let's not forget about this process. It is powerful. All right. And let's not force it. Let's inspire and let's connect. Let's connect to people's desires. Because in our vision, there is a pie with these There is a pie made of these little things. Somebody has, has a bigger vision, but a slice of their vision is part of this vision that we have. And then a slice of our vision is part of that big vision that we put in front of ourselves. And everybody can put their piece together, and together we can aim and achieve together what we're really looking for to achieve. All right, number 4. This is another baby step. Balance your both eyes. What does it mean? Seeking leads to seeing. Connect with people so that you can truly see them. We don't see how things are. We see things as how we are. All right, good. What does it mean? Balance your both eyes. We have a perspective. It's our perspective. It's our perception. The people which are on the other side, they have their perception and their perspective.
Immature people see things only from their perspective, and mature people have the ability to see things from the perspective of others. That's the difference between immaturity and maturity.
When we are only focused on what we see, we have to, let's not forget one thing, that we see the things as we are, not as the things are. For example, if you believe you can run 100 meters in a certain speed, and you can train yourself to get there. But that's what we see. Others don't see it. So here's the thing. When we start to put people together, we want to connect with others. Oh, we get frustrated. We get frustrated. Why people don't see my vision? Why people don't see my mission? You have to get the both eyes of the eyes of how things are from your perspective, and how are the things from the other perspective. They have their doubts, they have their ambition, they have their mission, they have their vision, they have their emotions, they have their struggles, they have their victories. We have to train these both eyes from within ourselves and from the other, so that we can reach their level, so that we can speak in such a way that they understand what you are talking about, so that you can connect with the people, so then you can, this thing, people don't buy from you. It's just from a different topic, but I'm going to connect it. When people trust, not buying, they trust, people trust not when they understand you, but when they feel understood. That's amazing. This sentence changed my life, because I focus so much on allowing and still letting myself to be understood. Let me explain to you so that you can understand me. But no, when I started to understand them, the people which are in front of me, my team, my people that are helping me, my clients, and then when I start to understand them, where they're coming from, they struggle, they have their doubts, then I can speak to their doubts. I can ask questions that are going to help them to see things differently, but not from injecting, as I said before, or trying to force them, hey, you must move here if you want to lead. If the decision is made and somebody said and gave the word, there are some exceptions. Hey, we agreed upon the position. You gotta be here, then here, we're gonna walk together. And still, people stumble sometimes. And if you're a great leader and you focus more on seeing also their perspective, I can assure you one thing. It's one of the hardest things to do, to see things as others see them, so that you connect to the position where they are, and then you can lead them towards another level, another height, so then they can see what you see. This is it's a baby leadership skill, without which we never get to the point B, if the point B is bigger than ourselves. probably should have said this at the beginning. If you're just aiming at a hill, then yeah, train yourself. You're training your muscle to work on yourself and to get disciplined, and you want to just get fit. But if you want to be a transformational leader, if you want to climb a mountain, which it's not about yourself, but it's about the mountain, and you want to lead the process because you believe so much in the impact that your service, your business is going to have and do for yourselves and for the people in your business and for the world around you, you need people. And that's what leaders do. They start with leading themselves, and they then lead others as well. And these essential steps are inevitable. We can't skip them. They are just inevitable. We have to. That's why they are baby steps, which many are really focused on the next steps, but they forgot about the baby steps. Sometimes we have to go back to the baby steps and start realizing that, oh, I haven't mastered it, so let me master it again, which is the mission for this video. All right, next one. Love people, love the world, love is infinite. If the source is infinite, the source of your soul is infinite, everything that comes from there is infinite too. Energy, patience, power, action are infinite resources flowing through your living, My English here is great. All right, through your living. I'm asking myself, what do I actually wanted to say? How is it possible? Energy and patience, power is infinite? All right, maybe I want to take a screenshot. No? All right, then let's switch to the camera. Energy is infinite. Here's one of the reasons that many people stop also. The path is hard, requires things, actions, discipline, and developing baby steps and leadership and many other things. And that requires energy. And one of the greatest shifts in my mind and my life were when I realized this thing, that energy is infinite. If I allow what my body needs, I just allow it what my body wants a little bit, then my body can perform and perform and perform. If I start to learn how to manage my mind, then I can manage it better and better and better and better. And rather than getting scared and discouraged by how my mind works, I can start to manage my mind. Here's the thing: leading the mind is almost impossible mission. How can you lead something that doesn't know how to be led? Mind is crazy. The mind cannot be led. Your mind can be managed. Because your mind, you remember the example before, ask your mind a crazy thing, your mind's going to answer. Ask your mind something great, your mind is going to answer. Whatever you ask your mind, that's what your mind is going to do. So let's understand this thing. We have to learn to manage our minds. Don't deal with it too much. Don't try to always correct it. Let the mind just learn to manage it and set your mind, which mindset is mindset, right? So let's manage the mind. Don't fight it. Then you're going to fight or going to lose, or you're going to end in an endless fight. Focus on your inner part. What's your soul? What's the source where from my energy comes? Your energy doesn't come from your mind. Let's understand this thing. If you lack energy, you don't have a mind problem, and your mind is like, oh, I'm thinking, so my mind is just sucking all my energy. No. Let's not get in this delusional path. When you realize that you are soul and you have a divine source within, and you trust it and you connect to that, your mind is like, okay, tell me what to do. All right, good. To manage me, no problem. It's not about having a crazy mind. It's about, unfortunately, not knowing what we humans are made of. And my heart is bleeding, seeing that we are amazing creatures walking on this earth, and we don't know what we carry. We don't know what we're made of. We have a mind, we have a soul, we have a body, we have a spiritual channel, and we forget about all of that. And then we start to play with little cards like my mind and my thoughts, and let it alone. Connect to who you really are. Connect to that source which is burning within you. Connect to it. Your energy is infinite. It's going to explode morning to night. Struggles, no problems. Let's solve them. Do I need to solve it? No. Next. This, it's important. No. What's my priority? What's my mountain? Where am I getting? Okay. Who am I leading? Who is with me? Are we going there? What are the steps? Let's go. And you do the work. And you have authority over time. What does it mean? Over the time, not in time, but over time. It's not the time anymore that's controlling you. It's telling you, run there, run here. You have to do this. You have to do that. Like, no. Dear time, I'm going to bend you because you're not going to bend me. I know you're going to take your slice out of my body. I understand this. But I'm not letting you to shape my life and change everything within myself. No. I'm going to manage you, dear time. So you connect to your soul, to your mission, to your vision, to your crazy dream. And then you let the energy which is within you, within your soul, when you align it, it's like, imagine like taking a tube. You take a tube and you slice it. A slice is here, a slice is there, a slice is here, a slice is there, and the jets cannot go through, cannot flow. But you align, what are my desires? What are my drives? What is my mission? What are my values? What are my dreams? And what's the impossible that I wouldn't set for less? And when you align them, not through the mind, through your spiritual being, your energy is infinite. You get overwhelmed by how much energy you get. Because it's not yours. Your energy is not yours. It's your soul's energy. It's your passion. It's your fire. And when you let it, and you align, you allow it to be expressed, you never get tired leading your life, making better decisions, bold actions, bigger decisions, and also inspiring and leading others. You just don't get tired because you are aligned with who you are, not with your mind. Your mind tells, we're going to no, come on, you're missing out. No, I'm late. I'm missing. I'm missing. The mind is focused on luck. The mind is focused on what's missing, what's not perfect, what's bad, and so on and so forth, because it's looking for risks and it's looking for danger for your life. That's what your mind is. That's what your mind's supposed to do. But if you align to who you are, then your mind, as I said before, it says, all right, tell me, what should I think about? So when you're connected to your source, energy is infinite, limitless. Passion, patience, and passion too, and patience. Patience is being so wise, understanding that you're not dancing around the time. Okay, dear time, I got scared. Okay, dear time. No. You understand that this mountain involves these steps, these processes, and I will never abandon it because that's what I meant to climb and to do. And you're patient enough because you're not, because when do we need patience? We show this patience. How can I be patient? Is when you actually within yourself, you're pissed off and you really want to try yourself to, how can I endure? How can I go through it? How can I endure and go through? So let's call it patience. But what I would actually call it is just wisdom and power over time, the concept of time. And you don't get scared by time. You just do what you're supposed to do. And along the way, you see the miracles happening. Action. It's connected to the energy. It's infinite. That's what happens when you connect to who you are. And leading others is first you being connected to who you are. It's being connected and loyal to your values, to your drives, to your vision, then you can lead others. If you are, then others, they feel you. They feel and you tell them, believe, but you don't believe, they can believe. So love people the way they are and help them to become the best version of themselves. Everybody wants something. Everybody wants something. So if you connect to their desire and you help them to achieve what they want to achieve, you're going to be blessed over your head 1,000 times more. Because you're not focused anymore on you so much. You're focused on giving yourself to others and leading others. And that starts with sin. And this is a baby step. It's an attitude of loving people and loving the world, because love is infinite. You cannot just, I don't have love anymore. You've got a misalignment within. So, how are you going to approach your leadership? Are you going to first understand that the mind is there to be managed, to deepen your knowledge and your interest in your soul? And in Exploraself.𝐸𝐸.com, if you want to go, the link is in the description below. You go through the first program, Hack Your Mind Before It Hacks You. There are other programs. The Inner Alchemy. Now, in the Inner Alchemy, you start to really go deeper into your archetypes of your unconscious and subconscious and start to make the changes there inside the engine. Or if you want to have a transformational program, 12 weeks, there are 12 modules. There is Allow Yourself to Rise. It's a full immersion program. There is mentorship, me and you together. We do our work together, and I'm helping you, I'm leading you, I'm serving you, and I'm there to do my best. And that goes with a huge workbook for each module. There are 12 modules. So there is the workbook. You do the work for each module. And along that process, along that the journey, I'm there with you. We have our meetings and I'm helping you, I'm serving you. So that's a revolutionary process. Allow yourself to rise. So before we get a look at that, go to Hack Your Mind. It's free. Access it right now so that you can go a little bit deeper, so that you can start to watch your mind, to manage your mind. Then you start to connect to who you are in such a way that you don't get scared by your mind. You start to, step number 2, to have a mindset. And setting your mind, understanding that whatever you ask your mind, that's what your mind is going to answer about. Then you go into the step number 3. Then you start not injecting and forcing others, but then you start to inspire others. You start to show them how you started your journey, how you've got to this vision. So then they can start to enlarge their world as well. And together, bam, you create a team and you move forward and you climb the mountain. Step number 4, developing the other perspective. Understand that what you see is how we see the things, not how the things are. We see the things as we are. And that's true for myself, and that's true for you, and that's true for him, for her. Everybody have their perspectives. So we've got to be flexible in order to move around and see the whole picture so that we can lead the person and lead towards their dream. But how do we do that? We connect. We love people. We love the world. We're there to serve. And if you want to become a great leader, start loving people. Connect to their inner room, to their desires, because everybody wants something. And when you connect together, miracles are going to happen. When you start to give love, you receive love, but also you open this channel of power, of wisdom, of reflection, of energy. But you've got to align these values, these drives, ambition, desires, and my dream, where I want to get, the mountain that you want to climb. And when they're aligned, these channels the energy is just flowing, exploding. So you never get tired into building and climbing that mountain. Starting by yourself and then connecting with others as well. So maybe you want to now scan the QR code. It will take directly there. Go through this program. It's going to give even more tools and more understanding. There are also many more other slides, and I explain them step by step so that you can really apply it to yourself. Well, so my invitation for you now is become the best version of yourself. There is a gap between you and your mountain, but what if you can see the mountain within yourself? You will get so much inspiration, and you will start to have to connect within yourself, putting your mind aside and using your mind, training your mind to use your mind to help you how to connect. But the most important is that you are aligned, that you start to manage your mind, and you don't allow it to steal your shot, to steal your dream. So then you connect within, then you can connect with others. And when you connect with others, then the mountain, it's not such a big mountain. So I want to share with you this poem that really changed my life some time ago. Isn't it strange that princes and kings and clowns that frolic as circus rings and ordinary people like you and me are makers of eternity? For each is given a bag of tools, an hourglass, and a book of rules, and each shall have built, when his hour has flown, a stumbling block or a stepping stone. One step upon another, and the longest walk is ended. One stitch upon another, and the longest rent is mended. So never be discouraged by the things you have to do, and say that such a mighty task I never shall get through. Just endeavor day by day, another point to gain, and soon the mountain that you feared will have become a plain. On this note, climb your mountain, follow your star, inspire others, lead your life, lead others, and become a great leader. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.